Hey guys, what is up? This is Uzumaki Clan here, and I thought that I would celebrate the month of September and October in celebration of the new Halloween movie coming out this year with its 40th anniversary. I thought it would be awesome if I did a film analysis and also a novelization analysis on the Halloween series. And what better way to start off the series but with the one that started it all, John Carpenter's Halloween. Now I stated that I wanted to do this film to kind of give you guys more knowledge about the Halloween series and basically how its original source material is different towards the novelization and how incredibly different the actual film and the novelization is, because in my opinion I believe that the novelization has more details on the series. But I'm not going to get into analysis on the novelizations today. Today I'm just going to be focused on the first Halloween movie and me sharing you guys my thoughts on the film. Now, Halloween is a movie franchise that has been dear to my heart for many, many years. I remember watching the second Halloween movie for the first time when I was 7 years old at my grandpa's house, and me and my sister watched it and we both loved it. In my opinion, we thought at the time that it was the coolest film we've ever seen, and Michael Myers has always been my favorite horror icon. He is hands down my favorite out of the big three, which is him, Jason, and Freddy Krueger, the big three. So yeah, as much as I don't really like the other films as much as the Friday the 13th film, I still do love the franchise a bit more because it's the one that introduced me to the horror franchise. So, yeah, this is going to be on Halloween 1, which is the second film in the series which I watched. So, with further ado, let's get in it. Let's get into it. Alright, so Halloween starts off on Halloween night in 1963. A 6-year-old boy named Michael Myers brutally murders his sister Judith. He was then sentenced and locked away for 15 years at a penitentiary. But then he escaped one night from the mental hospital to wreak havoc on Halloween night in his hometown of Haddonfield, where his therapist, Sam Loomis, played by Donald Pleasance, has to go out and stop Michael from a murdering rampage. The movie stars Jamie Lee Curtis as Laurie Strode, and this is her first film debut. And we also have PJ Soles from the Carrie movie with Sissy Spacek, and Nancy Loomis as Annie. And the film was written by the screenplay by John Carpenter himself and Deborah Hill, and was directed by John Carpenter. So basically they did most of the work. The film had a budget of $325,000, which is impressive from all the hard work they did for this film, in my opinion. And also the awesome score from John Carpenter himself, the most recognizable score in movie history, definitely hands down. So, what are my thoughts on the Halloween film? Well, to be completely honest here with you guys, I think that out of the franchise, this is the best written film. Now, I'm not trying to bash on the other films that came after this, especially Halloween 2, because that's actually my favorite out of the franchise because it's the one that introduced me to the series. But, however, I will admit that this one was brilliantly written. I feel like the new Halloween movie is going to have great potential, but I haven't seen the film yet, so I shouldn't be judging. So, out of all of this, I feel like this one had the best acting out of all the film. Well, no, I shouldn't be saying that. The Halloween movies with Rob Zombie definitely had great performances. This one has great performances as well, so I shouldn't be going that far as to saying which is better. But I will admit the acting here was very, very on point, especially Donald Pleasence's role as Sam Loomis. Oh my God! In this movie, Donald Pleasance does a phenomenal job playing Sam Loomis. He has by far one of the most creepiest scenes within the film, which is him discussing about Michael Myers and discussing about his time that he spent with him when he was in the mental hospital. And this film overall has such a great dark tone to it that I believe at the time audiences were very puzzled about how incredibly terrifying this film actually was. I mean, if you see it today, this is really nothing because we already witnessed such great horror films such as The Exorcist and of course The Conjuring if we're talking about nowadays, but I'm just using it as an example that this is the horror film which audiences have not been introduced yet back in the olden days. So yeah. Also, I feel as though that the score is brilliant. However, in this film, I believe that if you take away the music from the film, I think it makes it extremely more scarier than with the music. Because, for instance, the scene where you see Laurie by herself, and then Michael comes and stabs her before she falls off and hits the stairs. I feel like that scene would have been a lot better if they didn't use the score at all, because I believe that kind of ruined the tone. Like, we were supposed to be surprised and scared. And another scene is when Michael gets up after Laurie thinks that she killed him, and you see Michael Myers strangling her. I feel like it would have been so much creepier without the score there also. As for Michael Myers as a whole, as a character, I absolutely love how he's just quiet. Like, you feel like this man has no dialogue, and yet he could just be incredibly terrifying with or without. Kind of like the same with Jason, but Jason is basically a somewhat of a knockoff between Michael Myers. When you really think about it, actually, no, Cunningham did admit that he did take some material from the Halloween film and that he wanted to make a rip-off of it, which I can see, but at the end of the day, if I had to compare the two, now I'm sorry if I'm getting off topic, I'm just letting you guys know my opinion. I feel like if I had to choose which one is scarier, Halloween 1 or the first Friday the 13th, I'm actually going to say the first Friday the 13th because I feel like they did a better job with the horror segment and that it was creepy. Not taken away from the original Halloween. Oh, no. I'm not saying that. I'm just telling you guys my thoughts on how brilliant that they thought of an idea of ripping off the film, but then they did their own thing and they did a phenomenal job at it. So, yeah, that's basically my thoughts on the first Halloween movie. I feel as though it was the best written out of all of the films, and I think it deserves a fantastic score of 9 out of 10. So guys, that's my official thoughts on Halloween 1. Let me know what you guys think about Halloween 1. And if you guys haven't subscribed yet, I would really appreciate it if you did, as well as clicking the bell to get notifications in case if I ever have a video if I have a video update, you guys will get all of the information there. And thank you for watching this video. Also, folks, I will be doing analysis on the novelization as well. There were a lot of things that weren't in the film when it comes to the novelization, and I would